Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points.
In this video, I will be speaking about USDCAD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, so essentially what the big players in the market are doing, so banks and institutions, and how they're moving and shifting their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss.
If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality free trading education. So without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts.
Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we have a market which has just broken out of a quite important historical structure resistance zone. In fact, from here, all these previous rejections to the downside were created. Then the market with this impulse broke above all that resistance. And at that point, all that previous resistance was turned support here. So at this point, what you would naturally expect is for the market to go for the retest of this previous resistance, turn support, and then potentially to reject this area to the upside. We can also notice that as we have an impulse, if we now want to measure a correction, we have to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. And what this shows us is that we have the 0.32 50% and 0.618 Fibonacci retracements, all lining up exactly at this area. So there is a good probability that this market might want to go and retest these levels before then creating more bullish continuation. That is definitely a possibility, because in general, no market can just go straight up. At every point, any market will need corrections in order for new buyers to enter into the market. That is why an uptrend is the definition of an uptrend is a series of higher highs and higher lows. So at this point, what you would naturally expect is first a correction and then more bullish continuation. Now, let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the weekly time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame as well, we can notice how we just got an impulse, correction, new correction, and now we got yet another impulse. So again, the next logical step would be to see first the correction and then the continuation to the upside. Now, if we take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of this impulse leg, we can see how the first correction level would be this 0.32. So there is definitely some space for bearish continuation. And if we drop down on the daily time frame, we can notice how at the moment the market is clearly stuck in a range. We have the top of the range here currently acting as resistance and the bottom of the range here currently acting as support. Now, until the market will remain stuck in between these two levels, we could simply expect more horizontal price action to be developed. However, if the market manages to break below this zone, that is where things would get interesting, because if we get a successful break after the break on the retest of the previous support and resistance, that is where there is an increased probability of seeing more institutional longing of the CAD, so institutional shorting of USDCAD, which at that point could provide the correction lower from a weekly perspective. And then yes, in the long term, definitely more bullish continuation is possible with the continuation of the uptrend. But at least in the short term, there is a good probability of seeing a potential deeper correction. However, if from here the market will break above the resistance, or if it will remain in between these two levels, at that point there is still nothing interesting. Only a break below this support could trigger, in my opinion, more bearish continuation. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so what the big players in the market are doing, and we look at the data for the CAD, we can see how with the very last report, we're starting to see an increase of the net positions on the CAD going from minus 182 to minus 176K. This means that institutions might be starting to move to the bullish side for the CAD, meaning to the bearish side of USDCAD, because a strengthening CAD makes USDCAD weaker. So if the market here will break below the support on the retest of the previous support and resistance, in that case, what would I expect? Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes. So 4-hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bullish to bearish market at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the downside for the market to complete this daily impulse correction, impulse pattern to the downside. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. Now, all these general analysis, tutorials, and concepts that you see me speak about on my YouTube channel are really just the tip of the iceberg, because if you really want to learn more, I will definitely suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find also linked in description. Here, you will have the possibility to gain access to all my courses. So really complete courses that will guide you from the very basics of charting all the way up to more advanced concepts like building algorithmic trading strategies using quantitative finance tools like the quant analyzer to build portfolios of strategies, and a lot of really important and really interesting things that you need to know if you want to become a better trader. So this is something you really cannot afford to miss. You also have the possibility to gain access to the trading station software with the Telegram notifications integration, one-on-one mentoring directly with me, the COT data software that you often see me use on the YouTube channel, and you also have the possibility to integrate with gaining access to all my EAs, so my personal EAs, the ones that I have developed and that I trade on my own account, and also to have access to the trading show, which is essentially a live stream of all trades coming from my account directly on the Telegram channel as they are executed and managed. Here on the website, you will see that there is the complete presentation of all the EAs that I personally run. And if you continue to scroll down, you will see that you have the possibility to join and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout process. And there is also per time slot this special discount. So at the moment, there are 10 days before the next price increase. So I would really suggest that you go and check it out as soon as possible. The link is in description, and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, if you have any suggestions on any topics or pairs that you would like me to cover in the next videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.